ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Beginners Competitors Corner podcast. Today, I'm very excited. I have a special guest with me, and her name is Angela Gagné. So, Angela Gagné is an IFBB Pro. She's also known as Ms.Canada 2019. She's not your typical figure bodybuilder. She's passionate about finding a lifestyle balance, which incorporates certain aspects of bodybuilding lifestyle, but also living a normal life. She isn't planning on competing next year, but she will discuss about it. So stay tuned. So yes. Angela, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. I wanted you to be on the podcast because, first of all, I'm a big fan of you.
Thank you.
I've been following your journey up to the time before you just earned your pro card in 2019, before the pandemic. And I remember it was a lot of emotion when you won it. And now, 2 years now, it's gonna be the natural pro qualifier. And I thought that you would be the perfect person for us to have to, talk about what happens post-show. What happens after you win your pro card?
There's so many things that happen when you win your pro card. So first thing that I would say is that once you win your pro card, a lot of people expect things to happen, different things like, opportunities, different life, like a different feeling. And unfortunately for me, I felt very overwhelmed and very grateful for the opportunity of winning my IFBB pro card. But for me, it was like, what am I doing next? What's my future career goal? Like, I have plans for myself, right? So as a new IFBB pro from 2 years ago, I would say that it brings a lot of warmth to my heart to know that I'm part of the league. But it was, for me, also a turning point where I was like, okay, what am I choosing, career or bodybuilding? Like, what's more important?
So basically, the reason you're saying, there's a reason why you were doing the bodybuilding first of all, right?
Yeah, for sure. So my dad used to compete in bodybuilding shows when I was very young. And my family and I would go and see him compete. So that really brought me into the sport. And that's why I started bodybuilding when I was 18 years old with him. So he showed me the way. We competed actually together in a provincial competition. Yeah. And it was like a daughter-father thing. And so, then I kind of went by myself with my other coaches. And so like he would say, I've surpassed him now. So now that I'm in the pro league, Mr. Canada has nothing on me. I'm very grateful.
Let's pause a little bit. Your dad is not just any person. He's like four-time Mr. Canada, right?
Yeah, four-time Mr. Canada.
What's his name, full name?
It's Christophe Gagné.
Christophe Gagné, okay? Yeah. So you basically, I think we could safe to say that you have the genes for this, right?
Yeah, I have the genes and I have the passion for it, yeah.
Yes, but your passion is like, yes, I want to do bodybuilding, but it's not like, it doesn't define you, right? It was just one part and it brought you to a different aspect of bodybuilding that you love, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you currently doing in the space of bodybuilding?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, what are you doing now in terms of?
So right now, I have figure athletes, so I do figure posing only because I'm specialized in figure categories for bodybuilding. So I teach how to do like the routine, the mandatory poses and stuff. So I have exactly like today I had 2 athletes perform their routines at the shows and they performed very well. We actually got one award of the best posing. So I'm very grateful for that. And I'm very proud of them because it's not something that you come around often, like people coming to you for posing and stuff. So when I have the opportunity to do that, well, I'm very happy to do so. And like I'm actually was so excited. I was almost as excited as when I'm competing.
Really?
I was at the backstage. I was like waiting for her to come back. And I'm like, when she won, I was like, oh, I'm so happy. And like we were just jumping and just like very emotional. It's very like, I take it very seriously and I really want them to succeed. So them asking me for help is very like, it's an honor for me, yeah.
Tell me, now that you mentioned that you're on the other side, like you're a coach now in bodybuilding versus being an athlete, how different it is and what have you learned like so much and what do you have to like tune in or with different hats you have to wear as a coach versus an athlete?
I have to have a lot of patience. I must say, because some of the athletes, it's a very new concept for them, so they don't understand anything about it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how it works. I have to explain everything, and it's like a lot of repetition. So I'm going to be explaining a lot of things, and trying to explain them in the rightful way so that everyone can understand. So sometimes I might explain, let's say, how to do the back post, how to transition, and then someone doesn't understand. I notice a pattern that some athletes don't understand, so I try to change my ways and just bring it into a different perspective so it's easier for them, like putting a square on the floor so they know where to put their feet. It's very basic things and they understand very quickly. So it's just like having a lot of patience, being dedicated and wanting them to win. It makes you a really good coach, I think.
Okay, so you're finding a lot of rewards as being a coach, as much as you being an athlete. And
I'm like in the competition field, but like on the side, it's just very nice to see them like rewarding athletes and stuff. So I get to be part of it. It's just not me competing. I get to get my makeup done by Anna anyways, but like,
yeah, you look so pretty today.
Thank you. Yeah, I get my makeup. So I usually get like, when I come to competitions with Anna, she usually does my makeup the nighttime. So when I come, like I came in at 11 yesterday at night and we did my makeup until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And we did not sleep because our first client was at 3 o'clock. So like, that's how we roll. We just do makeup all day. I schedule the girls and then we just roll the whole day like this. So that's why you can hear them on the other side. They're still doing makeups right now.
So yeah, you're currently at the pPost competition in Montreal?
Yeah, Papaya is natural and the Summon Classic at the same time in Montreal.
Okay, so she's a very busy girl. So thank you so much for taking the time.
It's a very successful day.
Yes, very successful day. And I want to ask you a little bit more about like post-show and recovery and off-season, because now it's been like what, 2 years?
Oh, for sure, at least 3 years, I would say.
So are you like, is it structured? How has it been like off season? Is it, what I was gonna ask you, should we call it off season, improvement, or even recovery season? Because we talked a lot about recovery.
Yeah, for sure. I would say it would be more recovery season because you put your body into so much stressors that like you need to be able to recuperate from what you've done to it. So being able to recover from the damage you've done or the things that you've done will help your body be better. But I think it's also important to like, it's a growth season. It's not just like physically, it's mentally. It's learning to be able to like balance out everything, because when you go compete, your mind is really set to compete, and it's very easy to compete because you have one goal, you're doing that the only thing, and you're prepping, you have the strict diet and everything. But when it comes off from like an off season or recovery season, then you have to have a plan. You have to like try to like reiterate things that weren't necessarily there before. Sometimes it brings problems. So it's important to come like understand the concept of a post show, because there's a lot of like, we don't talk about it a lot, but like post blues, hormonal debalancement. There's a lot of things where like as a woman, it's so important to like make sure that everything is in tune and everything is okay. And also your mental health, like how are you dealing with the post show? Are you okay? Are you training? Like, are you eating well? Is there anything that you notice that you're not like that's going wrong? So I think post show is like a very important state of after prep. And I think a lot of people take it for granted. And that's why we have people like having rebounds and stuff. It's because we don't control our cravings, and we don't understand the full thing of what's called balance. Like actually being a person with balance.
And what has been like your biggest struggle after post show? And how, or I'm not sure why I'm saying this, but what has been your biggest struggle post show, and what tools have you used, or what has been helpful for you?
I really had a hard time like knowing what to eat. Like I literally was like, my mind was blown by like trying to figure out, am I supposed to eat like broccoli and chocolate and chicken, or am I supposed to like eat like everyone else 3 meals a day? So I started to like incorporate good food meals just so that I could balance it out, and I would try to eat as healthy as possible, but only 3 times a week, 3 times a day. Sorry. Okay. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm eating 3 times a day as much as I can. I'm not doing like six meals. That's not something I want to do. Because I don't want to spend my time eating. I want to be able to like gain weight, like muscles, but not be eating constantly in my car and driving around my lunch bags and stuff. I do have my lunch bag, but it's not filled with so much food, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I would really say that was what was the struggle for me, finding like an actual balance where I can be like, okay, I'm going to eat more, because if I wouldn't, like if I ate one meal, then I wouldn't eat the rest of the day because I'm like so stressed about the food. So I'd be like, okay, you know what, I'm not eating the rest of the day.
So basically, it's learning how to have like a normal relationship with food again.
Yeah, because you're so much into the 100%. Yeah, you're really into the 100%.
And what about your training?
It's the same thing. Like, yes, you try to train as how do you say that? On point, but it's also about like, okay, like you don't like, you can also try to like slack it off. You want to keep your same cardio until your coach says you're like, okay, you can lower it down. But for some people like me, I was like, that's just too much cardio. I can't take it anymore. I just need like a natural break. So I would do like a little 30 minutes when I can, and then just try to like walk it out. Like do something that I like to do, not something that I was forced to do, you know, just to bring it back to the balanced life.
Okay. And do you have other like recovery things or tools that you use or techniques that's useful?
I really like to go get massages by a massage therapist. I think that's like a concept that a lot of people are forgetting, especially when you're competing, because your muscles are so sore. I don't understand how people can be standing if they've never gotten a massage, but whatever. I mean, I've been followed since the beginning of my prep for the pro card. I was followed by Marc-Antoine Fournier from Blainville. We would do cupping, fascial release and stuff like that, and it really helped like get that muscle like thickness and maturity. So no, for sure, I would recommend seeing a massage therapist at least once or twice a month for sure.
Really? You said it helps you with your thickness of the muscle?
I was saying that like when you have muscle, like you're trying to recover your muscles, if your muscle is super tense and you're trying to like make it grow, if it's like super like in one bunch, it's never going to grow because it's just like lacking a place or space to move, right? So you really want to try and get more space. So by releasing the fascia and massaging the muscle, it's going to make it tender and going to be able to grow more.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. You're always learning. I definitely started to incorporate massages after my first prep.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's so great and it's a good tool. Do you have anything else that you do for a recovery or off season that's helped you in terms of getting back to like a balance and health?
Yeah, it's just about like trying to figure out like what's good for you, what's not, and what do you like doing, trying to be like more active daily, like getting your steps in, eating, drinking water a lot, stuff like that. That just like basic things that everyone started doing, but just making sure that you're actually doing them constantly.
And are you still being followed by a coach, or are you doing it like just into it? Yeah. Okay. So you still like
at first. Yeah. At first, I used to do it like I kind of like left the team, was doing it like sorry, but yeah, I was doing it like by myself. But then I noticed that like my physique wasn't what I wanted to, so I reached out to a coach that I knew that was really good for hormone balance and just like good lifestyle, which is Martin Coach. I've been working with him for the past 4 or 5 months, I would say. And I've been feeling very good. Like he helps me like just balance life out, like what food to eat, when to eat. And I'm not following any strict diet. I'm actually just enjoying food, trying to like know when to not eat and when to eat.
Okay, that's awesome to know because we don't, like you mentioned, like we don't talk enough about like the period when we're not in prep. And that's probably the most important part of an athlete, or even if you're not deciding to compete afterwards, right?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
still have to do that proper recovery or treatment and find like that center or that balance again, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Angela, so this is great. I wanted to ask you a question because I know we talk about like sometimes the route to being bodybuilding, like that's what you want to do, but then sometimes you want to do something else and branch off, basically, not like being off bodybuilding, but branch off.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. Actually, before I ask that, I wanted to ask about your hair because I know you did something drastic about your hair. You shaved your head during your prep, right?
No, so I shaved my head before my prep. So it was for leukemia for children. So it was to like raise awareness and money for them. So we did that. But then when I started my prep, my coach was like, okay, you're gonna have to figure out like if you're going to get a wig for the show, because I wasn't too comfortable going on stage without my hair. I feel like my hair brings out the sassy side of me, and I need to have that hair to have that fire when I'm posing and stuff. So I ordered a wig, and I wear the wig when I'm competing. And honestly, like I get a lot of people telling me that it's okay. A lot of people were telling me that like, oh, my hair looks good without hair at all. Like, don't need to wear a wig and stuff. But it's not necessarily like an opinion of like of other people. It's an opinion of what the judges will think.
Right.
Will the judge take off 1 point if I don't have hair, or will they leave it on? You know. And with the pro card, I didn't want to have that incident of me not knowing if that was the reason I wouldn't have gotten my pro card. So I was like, we're gonna get some hair. I can just rip it off after. It's fine.
But you know what? I have to say, like, not everybody can like, you know, sport the ball head, but you have a pretty face, and I think it looks fabulous. And I love the colors. You guys should check out like different colors. Are you gonna color it for Christmas or?
No, I don't think I will. I'm trying to get it. I'm like in processes right now. Like the next question we discussed was about my career and stuff. I'm trying to get into processes for like federal and policing. So having like color hair wasn't the best. I usually get them blonde sometimes. But for now I'm trying to maintain them pretty neutral.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, I like the colors you had before.
Thank you.
So that's great that you're trying to go into federal or policing. What about like bodybuilding? Is it goodbye forever?
No, it's not goodbye forever. It's just that for now, like I have other plans for my family and I. So it's just like I'm focusing on my career, my family, my relationships, and making sure that like everything flows well. Like competing is always going to be there. And for now, I'm not ready to do all the sacrifices it takes to be one of the best pros. So I'm just pushing it back, I guess. Maybe one day. We never know.
We never know. Okay, so it's not now, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So where can we find or learn more about you, Angela?
So you can find me on Instagram. So Angela Gagné _IFBB PRO. I also have a fan page on Facebook, but I don't really post on there anymore because I'm not doing a lot of bodybuilding. But yeah, Instagram is my main social media.
Okay, wonderful. And your online posing, is it online posing or is it in-person posing?
Yeah, so it's online. So you can message me on Instagram or by email with my bio in Instagram. And I have a list of prices for people depending on like their needs and stuff. So I'm very versatile. So I'm there to help people, not there to like rob people. So I want to make sure that people can have the help and invest in their posing for future competitions.
Okay, awesome. Check it out. Like her athlete just won the best posing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Best posing award. I'm really happy for her.
See, so she just won the best posing award. So you see, you got the credit.
Really happy.
Congratulations, Angela. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule today to come and talk to us.
It's my pleasure, really. Yeah.
Well, we'll have you soon again.
Yeah,
Thank
hopefully.
you so much.
You too. Welcome. Have a great day.
Bye.